Hi everyone, so my Retroid Pocket 3 arrived just before the weekend, so I thought I'd do a quick video covering the unboxing, a quick overview and my first impressions of the device. So as well as the Retroid Pocket 3 itself, my pre-order came with the alternative D-pad and face buttons, which allows you to, if you're willing to open up your handheld and swap them over of course, essentially choose between dome switches or conductive rubber for both the D-pad and face buttons, which is a very neat option there for those with an absolute preference. But as you'll see, the alternative buttons and D-pad provided are black only. I've not opened mine up, so I'm not sure if you can get away with using the stock buttons with the swap over, but given I went with the 16-bit and 16-bit colour scheme, it'll be a shame if you can't. Other than that, my pre-order came with a 32GB SanDisk micro SD card and a screen protector as well, which are very neat little bonuses. The box packaging is to Retroid's high standards, nothing really to comment on there further. Straight out of the box, I've got to say it's great to finally see not one but two proper joysticks with L3 and R3 functionality on a Retroid handheld. I'll do a direct comparison against the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus later in terms of controls, but I am massively pleased that I went with the 16-bit colour scheme for my Retroid Pocket 3. I think it looks great, and then as a handheld design generally, the Pocket 3 is pretty awesome. I say generally as there are a few quirks that I'm still getting used to, mainly the placement of the system buttons. They just don't feel intuitive to me. The home button to the right of the handheld, the volume buttons to the left, and power and select and start buttons on the top. I'm a lot better now after a few days with it, but during the initial setup my muscle memory was getting super confused, especially with the select start buttons. That being said, I was initially concerned with the select start buttons being the one plastic button, but you can press both simultaneously by pressing the middle, or easily be able to hit either side easily too. So it all works, the positions just don't feel right to me. So if this was your only handheld, it will likely not even be a problem to you. So to do a little comparison, we've got the Pocket 3 in the top left, the Odin Pro in the top right, and the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus in the bottom right. In terms of sizing, they're all very familiar in terms of height, but go down in size according to each handheld screen size. We've got the Odin Pro being the longest with its 6-inch screen, then the Pocket 3 with its 4.7-inch screen, and then the Pocket 2 Plus with its 3.5-inch screen. In terms of controls, there's a substantial difference in the feel between the Pocket 2 Plus and the Pocket 3. The Pocket 2 Plus's face buttons have a lot of travel and substantial click to them, while the stock face buttons of the Pocket 3 don't have much travel at all but are responsive. The D-pad of the Pocket 2 Plus is big and bold with a lot of surface area for your thumb to move around in, with input precise but taking effort to move the full axis. The Pocket 3's D-pad in comparison is a lot tighter and contained, with it being easier to hit multiple directions but slightly harder to pull off consistent arcs with how the D-pad slightly concaves to the centre. You'll see how similar the Pocket 3's control scheme is to the Odin's, but if I had to summarise the Pocket 3 controls, I'd say imagine Retroid's own flavour on the PSP's control, and you'll have a good idea of the overall feel. So the setup process is near identical to the Pocket 2 Plus, with it certainly being one of the easiest Android handhelds to get set up and playing as quickly as possible. Retroid's setup process takes you through all the go-to emulators you'll likely want access to, some like Dolphin having specific builds that allow you to reduce the resolution to get the most out of Pocket 3's moderate specs. A couple of weeks ago, Takeudan released a video regarding why he didn't want to review the Pocket 3, raising some issues with the original production run of the handheld. Most worryingly regarding a driver issue with the screen which caused flickering at around the 30% mark. I'll link to Taki's video in the description, but if you're one of the original pre-orders, it's certainly worth testing the brightness level straight away, as well as jumping into the suggested Gamepad test app just to make sure everything's working as it should. Thankfully, I'm pleased with my unit and actually quite like the screen performance, with it having a lot less, but certainly not no, light bleed at maximum brightness compared to my Pocket 2 Plus. The Pocket 3 comes with Android 11 out of the box, which Retroid have announced they'll release to the Pocket 2 Plus owners as well. This will mean performance between the two pretty much match up. I've ordered the handheld via DHL and the case via 4PX to see the difference in shipping times. My handheld arrived in about a week while I've yet to receive the case, so if you're wanting the handheld as soon as, it might be worth considering paying the difference in shipping. Speaking of, the Pocket 3 comes in at $119 pre-shipping for the 2GB RAM option. I've got the 3GB RAM unit, but have yet to use anything above 2GB according to the firmware readouts. I'll cut to gameplay shortly, but in summary, I was impressed with performance until we hit PS2 and 3DS. PS2 is a mixed bag of playable and unplayable, and better performing than it probably has any right to be thanks to EverXX2. But 3DS was pretty much a write-off to me, with all games I tried playing either having graphical issues or being too slow. Anyway, I'll cut to some gameplay now and summarise back up at the end.
yeah, it's a Mario time.
So overall, my first impressions of the Retroid Pocket 3 is good. Like the Pocket 2 Plus, it does offer good performance for the price. It's not a heavy hitter in the sense it will play everything perfectly, but it does give you access to some of the Gamecube and PS2 libraries which you otherwise wouldn't have at this price range. In terms of direct comparisons with the Pocket 2 Plus, it all depends on what you play and how pocket friendly you like your handheld. If you're into the older 16-bit systems and handhelds up to the GBA, the Pocket 2 Plus is a fantastic handheld for them, but PSP, native Android games, are pretty much anything widescreen is pretty much better on the Pocket 3. Thanks to proper joysticks and widescreen, streaming is also an option on the Pocket 3 too. I'd love to hear your thoughts, but that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching.